Welcome back to the High School Sports Zone. Greater Houston will be well represented at this weekend's NCAA Women's Final Four in Tampa, Florida. First, by former Manville Maverick Brianna Turner, who's now in her senior season with defending national champion Notre Dame. Brianna, who led Manville to the 2014 5A state championship and was the National Gatorade Player of the Year, is closing out a tremendous career for the Fighting Irish. Meantime, Cy Ranch Mustang alum Didi Richards is now in her sophomore season at Baylor. Didi led Cy Ranch to the 6A state finals 2 years ago. She's the all-time leading scorer in Cy Ranch basketball history, girls or boys. In last weekend's Elite Eight victory over Iowa, Didi scored 16 points with 6 steals and 10 rebounds. And with all that being said, joining me now, we're pleased to welcome in the high school coaches of Brianna and Didi. Tressa Hornsby, now former head coach of the Cy Ranch Lady Mustangs, and also Brian Harris, the head coach of the Manville Lady Mavericks. Thanks for joining us. First of all, let's start off. Tell me, how exciting is it for you to see a former player of yours do such great things and be in the Final Four?
Oh, it's one of those moments that you don't trade for anything. Now that I'm out of coaching, it's one of the proudest moments that I've had coaching. Yeah,
you retired after last season.
Yes, sir.
And great career at Cy Ranch. For you, Coach Harris, now Brianna was with the team. She's been with Notre Dame for 4 years. Great career, but last year she had a knee injury. How happy are you to see her now and doing what she's doing?
Well, Brianna Turner, it seems like everything she touched turns to gold, and so she's one of the most decorated Texas basketball players in history, and to see everything that she's accomplished. And then last year, you know, she's a national champion, but she didn't get to participate with her team. This year she's going to try to validate that, and so we're really excited for her.
Yeah, and when she was a senior, Manville won the state championship. What do you remember most about that season, and more so about Brianna?
Well, I mean, Brianna is such a tough competitor, and she was a great leader. I remember specifically that game. It was a regional semifinal game at Campbell Center. We ran a quick set, the first opening set, and Didi and Brianna were guarding each other. One was a senior, one was a freshman, and Didi went up and blocked her shot, and I was like, "Oh, we're in for a game here." And so I think that motivated Brianna. We were fortunate to come through there.
So how about that? Didi, a freshman back then, Brianna's senior. All these years later, they're now in the Final Four. What do you think about all that?
Well, I think it's just, I actually texted, Didi and I texted today, and we were talking about this interview, and I was telling her about it, and she goes, "Yeah, I remember that. I remember that vividly." She's like, yeah, and she said, "I want revenge."
Yeah, that's cool. And so when Didi was a senior, that's just 2 years ago.
Correct.
Cy Ranch makes the state finals, lose a close one to Duncanville. You actually beat Duncanville for the state championship, so a little bit of irony there. So what about that season, and how magical was that for you all, and what Didi contributed to all that?
Well, everything, all the stars lined up for us that year. And I told the kids, if you just keep working and they line up for us, then we're going to do really good things. And Didi was an amazing leader, and she was just so fun to coach because every day she came in with a smile. Every day. There was not a day that kid didn't walk in the gym, uplifting her teammates and her coaches, and so it was a joy to be around her.
And Coach, this is a special weekend for you in more ways than one, not just because of Brianna, but you have a current player or graduating player, Mackenzie Green, who's playing in the Who's Next All-American game at the Final Four. How cool is that?
I mean, I get to kill two birds with one stone, and I get to hug Brianna and wish her well, and then I get to kind of push along a freshman that doesn't understand the college atmosphere yet, so I get the chance to play her. I actually contacted Brianna a couple weeks ago and said, "Hey, can you give some words of advice to Mackenzie and as she moves in her Texas A&M career?" So I'm pretty excited. I mean, it's a coach's dream, kind of.
Yeah, what a mentor, and this says a lot for the state of Greater Houston women's basketball. How rich in talent are we in Greater Houston?
Well, I just feel like it's one of the best areas in the state. You look at all around in the colleges and you see the kids from Texas that are just making a mark on women's basketball.
Yeah, exactly right, Coach.
I've been fortunate enough to coach in different regions of the country, and I don't think any area holds a candle to Texas when it comes to athleticism. Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, we're all competing to see who's the best and who comes out on top, but there's some high quality athletes in Texas.
All right, so we're taping this segment with you right before the Final Four, so I wish you both good luck. And hopefully you'll be rooting against each other in the finals. And Coach will be on hand to watch his players. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Up next, it's the Need for Speed. We'll be joined by Vipes' Matt Malatesta for all the red-hot action in track and field.